spending cuts. Senate Democratic leader Harry Reid responded to Boehner saying, quote, "I don't understand his brain," unquote. Well, those talks over the fiscal cliff seem to be heading towards a stalemate. But do the Capitol Hill theatrics tell the whole story? Well, here's how Politico summed it up. Listen to top Democrats and Republicans talk on camera, and it sounds like they could not be further apart. But behind the scenes, top officials who've been involved in the talks for many months say the contours of a deal are starting to take shape. Well, joining me now are Jason Johnson, a political professor at Hiram College and chief political correspondent for Politic 365, also Republican strategist Ron Bonjean. And Ron, let's start with you. Both sides know they're going to have to make a deal. One congressman says to get there, it has to look like there was fighting. This way, you know, it's kind of like managing the public's expectations. Oh, we didn't give anything. Oh, we didn't either. Is this rhetoric all just for the show of it?
Part of it is, and part of it isn't. Part of it is, you know, both sides have to stake out their territory. In any negotiation, you know, you have to show what you want, the most of what you want first, and then you start really negotiating. So, you know, on the inside, yes, you know, they're starting to work on more details of it, and each side is figuring out how far can they go. So it's right now, you know, we're early. This is going to be a roller coaster. You know, we have a month left till we go over a fiscal cliff. That's a very short amount of time, but in Congress, that is ages. That is a very long time for them to negotiate and come up with a deal.
And Jason, President Obama is returning to a tactic that he's used in the past. He's taken the pitch on taxes directly to the American people in a trip to Pennsylvania today. House Speaker John Boehner not too happy about it. Let's listen for a minute.
Listen, this is not a game. Jobs are on the line. The American economy is on the line. And this is a moment for adult leadership. Campaign-style rallies and one-sided leaks in the press are not the way to get things done here in Washington.
Well, Republicans are reportedly planning their own fiscal cliff PR campaign designed to show that the Democrats are simply digging in, they're being stubborn, election is over, shouldn't both sides be focused on doing the job they were elected to do? How do you see it?
Look, you're going to have a bunch of rallying on both sides, and some of this is theatrics. It's Christmas time. You know how you tell your kids you have to be really good or Santa's not going to give you what you want, but you know you're going to buy them the new PS3 anyway? That's kind of what's going on. Both sides recognize that it is absolutely death. It is political death for either side for us to go over this fiscal cliff. So Barack Obama's going to rally his side, Republicans are going to rally their side. Look, the Obama administration has already said that they might cut up to $400 billion out of Medicare. I think this is going to get done, but I think they're going to wait to the last minute to make sure each side looks tough.
And what's so fascinating to me, just very quickly, you know, when I hear both sides of the argument and sort of the sticking points where they're sort of digging in, you know, there's logic on both sides, but who are the deal makers? Who are really pulling this together? Because sometimes when I listen to some of these political folks, I'm not so sure they're the ones who are sort of moving all the pieces. Very quickly, Jason, Ron, who do you think it is?
Yeah, I think you have to look at some of the players on TV. You know, obviously the president's going to be part of it. Speaker Boehner's going to be part of it. But, you know, Eric Cantor, Vice President Biden, you know, there are a number of Senator Mitch McConnell, the minority leader, Harry Reid. These are the big players. But, you know, there are also ones, too, like Senator Chuck Schumer. There are a number of big players here that are going to be involved. But you know what? They can try to manage the negotiation, but they're going to have to each handle their caucus. For one, Republicans have to talk about how are they going to handle marginal rates. For the Democrats, they have to talk about amongst themselves how are they going to handle entitlement reform. Those are the two biggest sticking points, I think, in the negotiation.
And I think everybody's willing to get there. Jason, go very quickly because we're running out of time. But I do think your analogy of that you better be good, otherwise Santa's not going to come and get you. If they don't do the right thing, I think a lot of Americans are going to be pretty disappointed about all this. Jason, Ron, thanks. We'd love to talk to you more, but we got to run. Thanks.
Thank you.
Well, who are Powerball's new